conversations with candidates now continues. You know, we invited all candidates for Minnesota governor and the U.S. Senate seat who are polling at 5% or higher to come on our show for a 10-minute conversation. And today, we welcome Lieutenant Governor Peggy Flanagan, running for U.S. Senate. Thank you for taking time today.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I appreciate it on Friday.
Yeah, it's a feel-good Friday here. So a quick bio on you. Minneapolis School Board, you joined that at age 25. In 2015, elected to the state legislature. And since 2019, then Lieutenant Governor of the state. We want to get right to kind of the elephant in the room, the elephant in the race, I guess, before we get to the issues. The other issues, and that is fraud. Certainly a big factor in the legislative session and now the midterm elections, and a lot of questions, not only from your opponents, both sides of the aisle, but from voters as well. So let's get right to a viewer question on this, and I'll let you address this question here. So this is from Josh in Minneapolis. Given the fact that as Lieutenant Governor in the current administration, you've been as oblivious to the fraud issues as Walz over the last few years, why should we trust you to be vigilant now and have our best interests as our priority? How do you answer Josh?
Well, I'd say a couple of things. The first thing that I would say is, that as the former executive director of a nonprofit that served children and families, I am appalled by the fraud that has occurred. Minnesotans are upset about it. They're angry, and I am too. I can tell you that this administration has taken steps. There's a new Office of Inspector General that was passed this last legislative session. We've added staff to the Attorney General's office to root out Medicaid fraud. And, there was an aggressive action of shutting down a program that was being utilized, by criminals. I think more absolutely needs to be done. And I think our next governor also, I like our chances, Senator Amy Klobuchar, will really take some strong stances here too. This issue of fraud is unacceptable, and there's been work here. But what I also want to say is that, Republicans are going to run against every Democrat on fraud, from Amy Klobuchar to Keith Ellison to the, DFL legislators, because, they don't want to take accountability for Donald Trump and, frankly, everything that he's done to make life unaffordable for Minnesotans. Okay. And we've watched, frankly, he pardoned 17 inspectors general right out of the gate, whose entire job was to police fraud at the federal level. He pardoned 70 white-collar criminals, including one individual who, stole over $1 billion in Medicare and Medicaid fraud and is making money hand over fist from the Oval Office in a crypto meme coin. Yeah. I don't think Republicans want to talk about that, and we're going to take it to them in the fall.
Yeah, and some of the context we've seen lately from the Centers for Medicaid and Medicare Services is rooting out some large fraud in even Republican states, Florida and Texas, that they're investigating as well. Arizona, I saw recently as well. But we have one other viewer question on this issue, and then we can move on because we have limited time here. From Mark in Minneapolis, with almost 200 assistant attorney generals and lawyers. As Lieutenant Governor all these years, why was the Minnesota AG's office not directed to investigate all the fraud that was going on during your tenure, or did you not know about the fraud?
I mean, I would say this. The Attorney General's office has been quite active in rooting out and going after fraud. And listen, 100 people have been charged, and they should be convicted. Amy Bach, who is the ringleader of Feeding Our Future, has been sentenced to 41 years plus 8 months. And I say good. If you are stealing taxpayer dollars for your own grift, you should be charged and prosecuted. That should be the expectation of Minnesotans, and we've seen that happen through the Attorney General's office. And this work is ongoing, and our state leaders are going to have to be clear now and into the future that they'll need to stay 2 steps ahead of these criminals who grow more and more sophisticated. And I think it is incredibly important that we are clear that these folks have been charged, they should be prosecuted, and that fraud of any kind is completely unacceptable. And I think the governor has said that more should have been done sooner, and I agree with him. And now action is being taken, and that work will need to continue into the future.
Let's move on to immigration. You have advocated for dismantling ICE and reimagining the system. How would that help immigration enforcement, and what do you foresee replacing ICE with?
Well, I want to, say to folks that what we have experienced over the last year has been horrific. 3,000 ICE agents here in Minnesota who terrorized our neighbors. I think about our children who will now have an ACE score, an adverse childhood experience score, simply because there were federal agents in their neighborhoods, and 2 Minnesotans were killed, Renee Good and Alex Preddy. ICE has been, allowed to kill 11 people with impunity. That's outrageous, and none of us should stand for it. I think we can have secure borders. And I also believe that we can have comprehensive immigration reform, which ensures that it is grounded in safety, dignity, and also ensuring that we have a pathway to citizenship for folks who are here, who are law-abiding and part of our community. We need an immigration system, but ICE itself has been horribly broken, and we see that the destruction to our economy, to our children here in Minnesota and across the country is horrific. And I think this is actually one of the places where there's a significant difference between me and my primary opponent, Congresswoman Craig, who voted for Donald Trump's immigration bill for the Lake and Riley Act 3 days into the second Trump administration, that stripped immigrants of due process and has allowed for indefinite detention of adults and children. She was the only Minnesota Democrat to do so. And then when Trump was separating families and ICE was in the city of Los Angeles, literally waiting outside of schools after elementary school graduations, what we saw was, them picking up family members. And I just have to say, that her vote then to thank ICE, again, as the only Minnesota Democrat to do so, is pretty out of step. Yeah. And so I think we can have comprehensive immigration reform and secure borders, but I also think that we shouldn't allow for indefinite detention, which I think, without due process, which really, I think is an affront to our Constitution.
Yeah, and Congresswoman Craig has said since that she regrets that vote. Your point is she made that vote to begin with. Let's move on. We're running out just to our last few minutes here. Healthcare. You have advocated for Medicare for all. Certainly a lot of people pushing that position, but in a country with such a massive medical care system, such a massive and complicated health insurance system, how realistic is it to make that change, to move to a Medicare for all system?
I think it's very realistic, because what we are seeing right now is that individuals are paying an incredible amount of money for health insurance and not actually getting a lot of health care. As I've traveled across Minnesota, what I've heard from people is that they have, $16,000 deductibles, $20,000 deductibles, and are spending, $600 for a 5-minute med check. It is untenable for folks. And I think, we can have a system that allows for people to have access to high quality and affordable care. What I'd also say is, on the way there, I think we need to get rid of prior authorization, because, I don't think that some dude behind a desk or, worse yet, an AI bot should be able to determine whether or not you get the life-saving healthcare that your doctor has prescribed. We can do better. The system, and right now people are paying a tremendous amount of money and not getting much for it. I think Medicare for All's time has come, and people all across the state, and I would say in particular in greater Minnesota, where folks have less access, fewer options, and we see, rural clinics closing. And, even I talk to a lot of families who say, I'm worried now that I don't have access to maternity care and have to drive 2 hours, 3 hours to get it. And we know babies famously come right on time, right, with no complications. Folks deserve better. And I think that this is one of the ways for us to get there. And we also have to restore the cuts to Medicaid that will have disastrous consequences for local economies all across Minnesota. And, to remind people that those cuts were made in exchange for trillions of dollars in tax cuts for billionaires, while working, families are being left behind. We can do so much better.
Yeah, and you have pointed out that you were raised on food stamps with a single mother, and Medicaid was your health care as a child. Right. So that is certainly near to you as an issue. We have run out of time. There's so much more to talk about, but in fairness, that is our time for today. The primary coming up on Tuesday. I know it's tight polling between you and your primary opponent, and we will talk after the primary. Thank you.
Thanks so much.
You bet.